comfortable with all the applause, but you want them to keep clapping, don't you? I mean, you got to start worrying when they stop clapping.
Well, that's good for the program, too. It makes it. But then when I suddenly looked out there one night, opening night actually, because on the road I couldn't get an idea, because this is New York, you see, that's me, New York. And when I got to that night, opening night in New York, I felt something coming in to me. I had let myself open up and feel it. And they were saying, yeah, we like you, we don't hate you, we bought the ticket, we wanted to be here. So I suddenly let myself, because your mind can run changes on you. And I let them know that I was going to let them in. And boy, it was fabulous. There was never a night that I wasn't happy to go out there. Because in the real world, I was back in that hole, But in front of that audience, they knew what I was about.
Yeah. And you are so dynamic on stage. I was watching the PBS special, Lena Horne in her own voice. And first of all, I thought that was a very courageous thing for you to do. It's hard to open up yourself like that,
yes,
just talk about your life. And I think you did a fantastic job of doing that. But they had performance segments of you, and I was telling her earlier, you were just alive on that stage. I mean, you were moving. It was very obvious that you had been a dancer, that you are, I'm not saying had been, you are a dancer because you were moving. And I thought, this is where she comes alive.
From, yes,
This
but
is
I
it for her.
denied myself that a long time, because I was working for audiences that I didn't think understood a whole lot of things about all of us,
Yeah, and that was the truth. Now, we were talking about family and kids, that we've been talking about. What would you tell your little great-grandson about yourself? I mean, you have to tell him something. He's going to...
It may not fit a thing about him. You see, we're just completely different. There's a whole new world.
Yeah.
We are not their generation. We're not even the generation of 20 years back. I don't understand a lot of it. I admire it, but I look upon it just like a picture. And and when people come and ask me, what would you do to be in show business? I said, what I did is not going to work for you.
Right. Exactly.
So it's just that simple. I wouldn't know what to say to them except to try not to be nasty to people, Well,
that's very wise. That's very wise. Is it, if you had to rewrite anything in your life, or if you could write your next chapter, let's do that. Let's focus on the future. Next chapter. How would it begin? If you open the book, this is the next chapter of Lena Horne's life.
I'm not sure I want to be here and see what happens when the Millennium is finished.
Well,
I'm not sure. I know it's going to be a lot different. I will hardly touch my computer because I think it will blow up. I'm at that stage. But nothing is the same. The food I eat now is not the way food used to be. The clothes that I wear are not made from the same kind of materials I used to wear. In schools, they don't seem to learn the same thing. Maybe they don't need it. But I wouldn't know what to say to them except don't be nasty to people. That's the safest thing.
it is.
It's different.
Yeah.
It is.
Now, I do understand, though, you don't have any plans of stopping the music, though. I mean, are we working on like I'm helping. Are you working on another project? Are you looking ahead to some more musical endeavors?
No, because I don't know. I mean, look, I don't want to be, I am an old lady. I don't want to be an old lady who sounds like she wants to keep up with the times. I am an old person in my own self. I know what I know. I know a lot of people don't know what I know. I still have that to depend on. I don't know what may happen. Something exciting, if my health holds out, and will happen to me. I just take it, as the day goes by. It's all different. You never know. You never know when you're not going to be here. And while you're here, you just want to not be nasty to other people.
All right. different from most celebrities who would die before they would reveal their age. You have never really, like you said, you have never really fallen into that whole celebrity thing. You've never thought that you were any better than anybody else.
No, well, I think I'm an arrested development. I'm young in my head. My body just can't keep up with it. You know? So.
I think you're keeping up. You are absolutely beautiful. You know, I'm going to, again, I told you a little story. Well,
yeah.
I was going to tell the story. I won't do that because I don't want to insult the other person that was in the story. But my dad is a columnist, a freelance columnist here in New York City, and he's written a couple articles about you. And one of them, he started out by saying, you know, when I was growing up in the 40s and 50s, there were two things that were absolutely clear. We all knew this, that the brown bomber, Joe Louis, could beat anybody. And Lena Horne was the finest woman alive, black or white.